Let's take a look at the 9mm SYNTECH Defense from Federal Ammunition. This is a 138 grain hollow point, an odd weight for the caliber, and it features a blue synthetic jacket, which is also unique. This is an extension of the SYNTECH product line, which for 9mm is synthetic coated 115 grain training ammo. If you've been around the shooting sports for a while, your initial thoughts could be that this ammo resembles the discontinued Federal NiClad cartridge. Both have a synthetic coating completely surrounding the lead bullet, but the NiClad was designed for weight retention, and the intended effect for SYNTECH Defense is fragmentation. The anticipated outcome here is for 3 secondary wound channels, each more than 6 inches deep, with the remaining core achieving FBI protocol penetration standards of 12 to 18 inches. Another comparison could be to the more recently introduced G2 RIP, which is a lighter copper bullet that fragments in a manner similar to SYNTECH Defense. Federal promotes these benefits of the synthetic coating or jacket. My comments on this: most people do not shoot hundreds or even thousands of rounds of their carry ammo, and prolonging barrel life is the least of my concerns with my defensive ammo, but I could be off base on both of those points. And yet another uncommon component is a lead-free primer. Federal has noted that the catalyst primer is more compatible with modern propellants. Availability and price: this is packaged in 20 round boxes and is amazingly inexpensive. As I mentioned earlier, 138 grains is an odd weight for 9mm. If you have concerns regarding overall length, here's a comparison to a couple of heavier for caliber options from Federal. Moving on to chronograph velocities, before clocking the review ammo, I check my carry loads or ammo that I have previously tested. Running these from a 4-inch Glock 19, here are my 5 chronograph shots. This doesn't happen that often with factory ammo, but we're coming in about 2% over advertised velocity. If you were to drop down to a 3.5-inch barrel, I suspect you'd be near advertised or perhaps a bit lower. Next are some day and night shots. Recoil is what I would consider moderate for 9mm, much like shooting standard pressure 147 grain Federal HST. We are ready for some block shots. You knew we were heading that direction. This is donated from CLEAR Ballistics. We appreciate their support. This is 18 by 8 by 8, weighs approximately 37 pounds. This one's been used a couple of times and recycled, getting a little bit of color to it, but that's perfectly fine. It calibrates. Doing this after sunsets, there's a lot of things going on. Planes flying in and out of KB&A. We have tree frogs, bugs, people riding motorcycles, drag racing. If you put up with that for a few moments, first 5 shots are from the Glock 19 on bear gel from 10 feet. We'll take a look at that and then move on to something else that's exciting. Here's what we have so far. I believe that all 5 rounds expanded and fragmented. We had 4 that passed all the way through there in the backstop box. Our forensics team will extract those momentarily. There was 1 that is retained. It is at 17 inches. It is marked with a screw. Nothing implied here. One of the rounds that exited was laying on the table. I have weighed that because I haven't seen any mention at this point as to what you could expect with regard to retained weight, at least in a controlled test setting such as this. And we're coming in at 75 grains. That is not bad. So it looks like a little meteorite here. Again, we'll get all these others in just a moment. And as for the fragments, they are all coming in between 8 and 10 inches. Most of these are in the 8.5 to 9 inch range, and you can see how they're spreading out. They are coming in, I'm guessing about, again, looking at 5 shots, but I'm guessing they're coming in about 6 or 7 inches wide, based on the fact this is an 8-inch wide block. Also, I did capture one of those fragments. It exited the block and impacted my foam board, and it is coming in at 20 grains. So really amazing engineering and technology. But we got one more round, so let's get to that, and then we'll have the wrap up. We're set up now for the FBI heavy clothing protocol. Not 4 layers of denim, but heavy clothing. Might be a little bit of a test for this round. Let's find out. Here are the layers. I've used these previously on 2 other reviews in 2019, but I think I had them reversed. So this should be correct. Heaviest layer on the outside. We'll give it the biggest test. Can these tight little hollow points that are coated, is this going to impede them? 5 more shots, 10 feet. And clear. The heavy clothing protocol really had no effect here on all 10 shots, both protocols. Expansion, the fragmentation process is beginning about 1.5 inches inside the block. The fragmentation is consistent. We're looking at about 8.5 to 10 inches on all 10 shots and a spread of about 6 to 7 inches left to right. Penetration coming in, the average is going to be over 18 inches, but they're not going much further than that. I'm guessing just inside the box. I found 3 retained mass pieces, I'm calling them that, on that group. 1 on the floor by the table and 2 on the table. So it's consistency. When they expand, how far we have with fragmentation, and the distance and penetration we have with regard to the retained mass. Relative to Federal's product statements, this did everything they said it would, and the numbers we produced here were in the ballpark of their predictions. Fragmenting handgun ammo can be a controversial topic for self-defense because you really don't have the velocity and corresponding energy elements compared to rifle ammo that produces the same characteristics. I do not see this ammo meeting law enforcement criteria, but it could be suitable for those in the consumer market who appreciate the engineering, good velocity, manageable recoil, and a very low price per round for the marketplace. I hope you found this educational, and thanks for watching.